doing business in Africa. You can't afford to be without Africa Investor.
Very glad to introduce now Edoh, who, as I mentioned at the beginning, is the Chief Executive Officer for the BRVM Regional Capital Markets in West Africa, and also the newly elected President for the African Securities Exchanges Association. So Edoh, it would be great to give us, your view about where our capital markets are. What are your thinking? What's your thinking as an exchange CEO yourself, and of course, over 20 CEOs of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, the Nigeria Stock Exchange, Nairobi Stock Exchange. They're all your members. So please share your views in the response and the recovery dynamic, and where you feel the sovereign investment community and the pension fund community and endowments and long-term capital can play a role. Over to you. Are we having another? If you unmute, let me just see it. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I think that it is a good opportunity given to the African security exchanges to share our view and perspective with all stakeholders, especially pension funds. As you know, the ASEA, our association, is the premier association of security exchanges in Africa, with 25 exchange members, 1.5 trillion market capitalization as end of 2019, and we have also 1,250 listed companies on the continent. Our mandate is to facilitate fair, orderly, and transparent market for investors and issuers in Africa. And in this special period, what we have taken action is to be sure that we can fulfill this mandate. And we have taken three types of action. The first one is to relax or change some rules in terms of market requirement, because it was important for us to accommodate the listed company in terms of postponing the annual general meeting to be sure that they can have more time to prepare it. We also make some provision and permission to conduct AGM online for some companies. We also shortened our trading hours in many of our exchanges to be sure that we can accommodate the new decision taken by some public powers to be sure that people can leave earlier their office. We, as exchanges, also we have make the activation of our business continuity plan. Many of our exchanges are fully automated markets, so it was easy for us to facilitate remote and safe access to our trading platform for brokers while trading continues with the normal trading hours. In some case, when we have lockdown in some countries, we have facilitated the relocation and of the essential staff members to secure accommodation closer to the market premise, like Nigeria chain. We have taken also some action in terms of health and wellness to be sure that we can comply with the World Health Organization recommendation and also a national government recommendation. We make some sensitization through our market to be sure that our brokers, our asset managers, listed companies, retail investors get the good information on what we have done as stock exchanges and what they have to do also in terms of health and wellness. So I think that we take all the action that are necessary to preserve our market, to preserve the integrity of our market, and also to be sure that we can run our business in the normal way. I think that can be seen actually as a success because all our markets are open and we are trading in the normal situation. For me, I think that the African Sovereign Wealth and Pension Fund could play a unique role in response and recovery. As you know, African markets have not been spared by the effect of the COVID-19 because if you compare the performance of our market through the continent, we can see that the total value, that is a good news, the total value traded among African exchanges in Q1 2020 increased by 8.5%. That is good compared to the last year. But the market capitalization globally dropped by approximately 10% on the continent. We also increased the bond traded value because, you know, investors prefer safer investment option during this crisis. In terms of opportunities for African sovereign wealth and pension fund during this challenging time, we think that first, that can be an opportunity for a pension fund to increase the value of their investment by buying more stocks. As stock price have decreased, as you can see it with our FTSE ASEA index. So it is an opportunity to invest now in the market. The pension fund can also consider diversifying their portfolio by investing in some red assets like gold or property. You have some ETFs that are listed on Johannesburg, Botswana, Namibia, Stock Exchange, etc. And finally, we think that is important as some recommendation or measure to take for the recovery. To consider that the pension fund can massively invest in the government bond because we know that many governments are considering issue of some long-term bond after the crisis. So it can be an opportunity to accompany this kind of action taken by our government. Even if they need to have some fiscal incentives, we can consider that and talk to our government on this. We think that is another opportunity also that the government can take is to issue maybe some social bond, green bond, and red fund, new fund to fight against COVID. So that can be also an opportunity for pension fund to participate in this operation. So that is my thoughts, and I think I would like to congratulate Uber for this initiative, and also assure fund that the exchanges in Africa are keen to be with them to accompany them in this combat with this pandemic, and also give them the opportunity to play a key role in terms of recovery of our economies on the continent.
Doing business in Africa, you can't afford to be without Africa Investor.